Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another iRacing video. This time around we are at Long Beach. To be the Porsche Cup car we'll be driving, and it's a 4th race out of 12 this fixed setup series. Now, I'm quite excited for this one, I have to say. So, we're starting in P18 out of 19 with no quali lap. 800 strength of field isn't the strongest we've been in. Everything's looking good. Start seems okay, and I don't say the same about everyone. See, this is quite the tight circuit coming out, so definitely going to be tricky. We'll see how it's managed. So far all is good, and just making sure everybody has some extra space here. Interesting livery to our left here, base of the RSR. Porsche, of course. Obviously this is a street circuit, which you might have seen, for example, IndyCar or maybe IMSA. It's quite an awesome circuit, but definitely has its own challenges. You know, very narrow, not a lot of run off, and that makes a lot of sense, right? Obviously, you're just racing on public streets right now. Everything seems to be okay for now. We see some smoke ahead of us, and it looks like there's no casualties, so we're doing quite well in the beginning. There is a little bit of a lockup there. That's scary. In the end, it was manageable. Maybe we'll see some more coming out soon, but for now it's just a matter of surviving. We see already some drivers trying to go side by side. We just make the corners sometimes. That's just how tricky it is. Bit of a lock there. Big braking zone for a very tight hairpin. And you basically can't even go fight there. I mean, you just kind of have to give each other the space, right? Which is just... it's ridiculous in itself how it works, really. In the end, all is okay. First lap has been clean. Now let's stay aboard with another one. There we see the first couple drivers ahead of us just making mistakes and going off track. We see a car facing the wrong way. Probably going to be challenging enough to get the car going in the right direction again. Definitely not an easy one. It's awesome to see that we have these kind of tracks, right? See, these street tracks are absolutely iconic. Maybe not this one as much, but for example, Monaco, Baku, Macau, those kind of tracks that are, well loved by many, but also hated by a couple others. We saw another driver go off the background. There's more contact between a couple drivers, and we're just able to keep pushing here, and he's slow on the exit now too. Let's stay in on slipstream and go side by side. We're gonna get a big run, but decide not to go for the send right there. So you want to make sure we also make it through a life, which is going to be the most important part. Here comes that tight right-hander again. Oh, that is not good, but somehow we avoid the majority of it. Yeah, everybody's just kind of come to a standstill right there. And there's just not much else that you can do, really. It's such a narrow track, and then to imagine that, for example, these hypercars that race here, they're even bigger, right? Absolute chaos when you find yourself over at Long Beach. See another driver ahead of us, almost going off. He manages here. We're obviously into lap 3 now. Just any small mistake you made is going to be the end of your race here. Everyone knows it, so you're not going to have a blast doing so, I gotta be honest. One kind of settles in at their positions. Oh, that is a big shunt into the wall. In the end, well, survived. This is a lap later. See the driver ahead of us now has created quite a little bit of a gap here. And there's a spin. Yeah, these cars, they're ruthless. And all is okay. Surviving. Big crash ahead of us here. We're just able to immediately get back to racing with already having overtaken the first. We find ourselves right at the end of the driver ahead of a small contact between us. And in the end, all is okay. We do manage to survive, but it doesn't look too pretty. These quite expensive Porsches, of course. Now, these 9 and 2 Cup cars, so they don't really have that many fancy assists that you can use. It's really a very pure racing car in that sense. Gotta make sure we go over to the other line. We've got the drivers in the rearview mirrors. Able to open up the attack immediately, but we'll be looking to go by. So we are obviously still trying to pressure the car ahead of us. So far, no moves being made on the number 6 car. It's Agustin Paraquero ahead of us. So far hasn't really budged, hasn't really made a mistake since, well, finding himself crashing out with Gianluigi Cararini. All is good now. Just trying to make the most out of it. Not really fit too wide through there. I mean, you can't on majority of the track really. Like, look at how tight this is. You're never going to be able to go side by side. You know what? This has been a very stable and good race. We're one of the few drivers that hasn't made a big mistake yet. So I think we can be happy with this, honestly. We are still being chased, very much so. There we see a lock-up. Driver ahead of us goes off, and that is going to be a great way to gain another position without really having to do anything. There is a mistake. We outbrake ourselves. Driver behind seems also gone. He's very much gone. So we are still driving in no man's land, but now with a little bit more damage on the car. Making it around yet, just about. Driver us. Let's go. Might have been a lap car then, judging by it. Very unnatural response there, but that is what happened at least. We're a little bit later on. Finding ourselves, well, kind of in no man's land again. We have a driver ahead of us. We're driving a little bit slower. We're not pushing the limits of the car too much. It's always scary. At the distance we're managing to get up into him, and this is just such a slow corner ride. Trying to get onto the throttle, and the sooner you do, the better it usually is, but you're still gonna make sure you actually get the turn in. So far, all is good. Can be very happy with how this is looking right now. It's a good position overall. There indeed, we do send it by. Once again, another backward try for overlapping then. Finding ourselves in a good position, coming towards the end of the race here. Side turn coming up again. We still have a driver ahead of us, but I'm not sure if we can actually get the overtake done. Coming into lap number 19 in P5. We're going to cross the line. Very convincingly, I have to say. I think that is a good result for us. I think we can be very happy with that one. Gaining I rating, also getting some safety rating. Sure, we do have a couple incident points, but in the end, we do survive. We need to, because our safety rating is really low at the moment. 1.68, that's going to be an end of season downgrade if we don't take it easy. Here we're going to see the start then. Man on pole is Matt A. Gibson in the number 2 car. I think that is a livery inspired by Dirk Schouten, the Carrera Cup's Benelux driver, if I'm not mistaken. It's an awesome looking car, isn't it? 992. One of the most beautiful cars ever made, if you ask me. Especially a GT3 car variant we're racing. See already how incredibly tight this is, right? Already we see number 3 car going for a move. Anthony Madore, the sitting duck as Gianluca Lerin makes that move happen. Such a golden move, just so successful at that. We do see him going into the pits, however. Weirdly enough, doesn't stop in the pits, so either he's got to drive through somehow so early on in the race, but I wouldn't know for what. I find it very unlikely. As it's only lap 1 and we haven't seen him in any collisions, and surely those would be in the video too, so we actually don't know what happened, weirdly enough. This is Matt A. Gibson. What a gap behind and misses the braking marker and finds himself crashing. The car somehow bounces back and there's multiple cars getting involved. Yeah, just look at that. So many drivers. Yeah, that's just the dangers of such a track, right? That is a big shunt right there. Now this Ultrampulo, that wall way too hard. I mean, hitting a wall in general is never a good sign, really. Here is Luke Thorpe. Tries to continue, but there's just no way that that car is going anywhere. Finds himself facing the wrong way. You can see us passing him here in the background. Here we go. He eventually ends up retiring. He decides, you know what, this is not drivable anymore. This is Richard Mendonca. Bertrand Pulo trying to come in there down the inside. Manages to make it work side by side. 50 number 8 car, David Leiter. That is risky to try and even manage. Gets the most out of it. It's going to be all the way up into turn 1. Very long right-hander. And turns into a tight left, which is exactly what we're seeing right now when more drivers going off. It looks like it will be great. That is successful. Michael Chabot now. Number 13. Orange and black car. Misses the braking port, has to take the escape route. Has to turn around and rejoin the race slowly. Steering radius also wasn't the greatest on that thing. Very hard to turn around, but is at least able to get the car going again. Things are only looking upwards from here. It's Bertrand Pulo. Number 4 car. Being pressured and well will eventually find himself spinning out. Actually he's able to keep the car going in the right direction. Not quite a spin, but he does lose control. Does gain it back, however. No big deal. That's where I also assume majority of these incident points will be coming from just slight losses of control. These cars are not easy. That's a first pass already here. More drivers now going through. It was Anthony Madore here losing quite a few positions and then just got rammed into the wall there. And then there's contact with Sven Matisse from behind. Now it's a small hit only. No big deal, but does say a little bit about how things are going right now. Oh, there's big contact. Number 5 car. Contact with the number 14. Luigi Carrarini has to take the escape road and then is able to rejoin. That wasn't easy at all, and see some more drivers looking to come out. Local car leading here. It's once again Bertrand Pulo getting involved in many bites, and oh no, that is just a big spin. That will lead to a traffic jam. Yeah, that is just so awkward, and all the drivers trying to come by right there. They're just not able to do it otherwise. Yeah, that's just, you're just stuck there basically. Definitely something I haven't really seen this way before, and he's just stuck there. Eventually he's able to rejoin, but all the other drivers going by, and there's just no way to even do that right. He goes from P6 to P18 just because he's stuck in one position, and it wasn't even a big crash. Look at that even. 14 misses the braking point. Carrarini makes a small mistake. No P5 up until that point. Now Sven Matisse trying to chase up. This is only a lap 2. Then in mind, so Sven's gaining a lot of positions in the beginning just by staying out of trouble. I think that's the fair conclusion that I'm having here. This is Charlie Needham. White and blue car. This is the breaking point. Finds himself, fortunately, having to take the escape road. Not a good look, is it? No, well, it is just part of it. Eventually, all is okay. This is the number 19 then. Eventually able to rejoin. Drivers involved. This is number 15. We're finding ourselves focused on right now. So what has happened with the number 15? We're gonna find out. Well, as you can see, battle commences. In the end, they all make it through the hairpin here. Couple positions lost, plus a couple positions being gained, but in the end, it's no big deal. Little battle here, number 15 there. This is the corner. It's able to at least avoid the contact right there, but it's never easy. Rejoins the race as fast as he possibly could. Was good now. Let's see what else is gonna happen. It's going to be number 16. Has to take the escape road, has to take the rescue exit. Try and stay on the track here. Lots of position being gained. Now, this big bite over at the end of the straight. Comes out ahead, the number 16 we're aboard with right now. Has lost a couple positions already during the race, but this keeps it going. Look at this big train of cars right there. So many drivers so close by. I mean, sure, there's a couple drivers in there that are getting lapped right now, but it's so hectic. A circuit like this, and here we see 16 getting involved. Couple more of those fights. 16 makes a mistake. Self taking the escape road. Yeah, that is a shame, really. Missed the corner. More drivers go by. Number 19 car. He also makes a similar mistake. Has to just go off. Nothing ever happened. But yeah, obviously, things could be worse, you know. He hasn't lost too much time. Judging how it's just a little bit of contact. Now we see a big shunt right there. And then brake markers are just awkward right there, right? For 14 decides to wait rather than actually continuing the race, and that will allow Swamitis to go by nicely. So it's actually nice enough to wait of him here. He realized, you know what, I made this mistake. I'm just going to be doing it this way. I think that's more than fair play right there. Michael Chabot, orange-black car. Also facing the wrong way as he spins, so we see a couple drivers go by. Look at Leon actually hit the wall with him, and oh, now he gets joined by... That is the number 12 car of Richard Madonka. So awkward. And he needs to try and get the car turning, but he's just not able to do so. Eventually, will find a way to quit, but yeah, please don't drive the other way around. It's just not a good way to do things. Here is Anthony Madore. Finds himself trying to just create a gap here. There's Karsinski going by. Race leader at the moment. So this is Anthony Madore then. Chabot close by and try and come around here perhaps. Let's move around the outside. Will it stick? Well, there's an opening. Still very much side by side here. A little bit slower now. Is there space for a move on the inside? I don't think so. Nah, it's just too close, right? You just can't do it right there. Not yet, at least. Fact. Made with all there. Agustin Barquero finds himself being chased by a couple drivers all at once. And oh no, has he just gone too wide on T1? Yes, yes. It's a mistake we've seen so many drivers made by now. Lose a couple position. Rejoin, it was P5 up until that point. This is the onboard. Gianluca Lerin. Romano right ahead. He's going to try and create that gap. Then brakes a little bit too late perhaps. Or maybe it was Taylor brake too early. Whatever happens, doesn't matter. Big contact between them. And going for the overtake. Doesn't manage to make it work. Here is number 1 car of Luke Thorpe. Also, Matteo Romano right ahead here. Quite a few drivers involved. Including the number 3 car. Which is Gianluca Lerin right there. So there's kind of in a little bit of a fight here. Now keep in mind that Luke Thorpe is at the moment lap down. And there is a mistake being made. Got the pass on and misses the braking point and has to just take the escape road. It's not a good look for many of those drivers right here. Looks at least able to continue. That's that going for him. This is Christian Sheriff together. Marcos Menendez. Meister car goes by cleanly. It's the kind of overtaking that we want to see, right? Still keeping it clean. At the moment, all is good here. Anthony Madore sitting duck right there. Just so much more straight speed. His fixed setup, of course. Obviously, the slipstream is a big effect, but I also think he just got the better exit. And he makes the corner happen. Goes right in and takes it. Here we see a battle. Sven Matisse and Gianluca Cararini for P5 at the moment. And Sven leading. A massive comeback race right now. Imagine where he would have been if he would have been able to get a qualifying lap in. Sometimes wonder how would that have gone. Contact between the two, just keeping it clean. Very aggressive to at least take the line back right there, which he is entitled to do. Seems to be a way around, but look at that. Prioritizing the exit nicely. Is the driver trying to chase right there. Looks like Sven Matisse is just about able to hold on. There's Chico Lohoy. Coming in, P15 it is right now, and sorry, the P15, P10 it is right now, when sees a couple drivers go by, and it is Agustin Barquero. So the driver behind, perhaps, that is Gianluca Lerin, is very slow through there now, and so losing the 2 in the end right there. Lap number 10, it is still Gianluca Cararini involved in the fights. This is still that battle going on, and it's just so intense on multiple places on the field. Here's that swap over then, the green cars together. Matisse leading over Cararini. That is a big mistake. It's that wall, that's only going to cost some time. That's also going to mess with, you know, even more contact with aerodynamics, for example. That car looks beat up right now. It looks as bad as the rally cars and that drive around the WC against Sven sometimes. It's just not a good look, is it? Manages. Just awesome to see. And there's a spin. Ravini. A big shunt right there. And more drivers going off right there. I mean, this is our camera. Also a small mistake being made. Yeah, recovering. All is okay. That is a big shunt right there. Wrong way to go. And that's not a good look right there. This is once again the Dirk Schouten inspired livery of the number 2. Trying to make the most out of this one. Cars behind also getting challenged, of course. Now the number 16 going off right there. Misses the exit. Also able to rejoin, but once again, similar mistakes being made all throughout the race. Now here's the leader, number 7, and even he makes a mistake like this. Piotr Skarzinski. Just to rejoin. Go at it as fast as possible, which he's able to do. Number 7 car so far. Making that mistake, has actually managed to do it quite well. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Just looks so weird him seeing driver go the wrong way. But yeah, this is now the new leader, Matty Gibson again. Safe to say it's not been easy. Six car follows up with a small mistake, crashing into the wall. Car still looks relatively okay then. There is another big hit right there. Number 5 car, Alexander Nakenhausen. Just so many drivers getting involved, right? It is just such a shame. Because it doesn't need to be. Unfortunately, that's how it just sometimes goes. Here's the number 16. Car once again, Anthony Madore. Finds himself spinning out, and is he gonna hit the wall? Yes, he is. He's gonna have to come in. There's, oh, well, that's one way to rejoin, I suppose. Very aggressive on that. Don't know if that was necessary, but that is how he did it in the end. This is the number 16. Sorry, not the number 16, the P16 car. There it is, the number 16. It's Madore behind the wheel. Himself maybe not in the position he wants to be, but obviously trying to just make his way back to the pits. Being chased by Sven Matisse, who obviously has a very nice looking car compared to his right now. It's just the way to go at things. He's gonna come in to the pits. Obviously also then finds himself once again being overtaken, as that was to be expected. Here's the number 95. It's such a stunning looking car, I have to say. He also makes some small mistakes right there. At least he doesn't spin around fully. So yeah, it's a massive race. It's not actually the number 95. It's him trying to pretend he is. It's actually the number 12 secretly. So number 13 also goes too wide, and here, well, the car slightly, obviously you can see that's inspired by the tire when it's able to rejoin. Able to rejoin. Yeah, it's a messy race. I feel like that goes for everyone, really. It's just not one of those races where these drivers are able to get themselves together. Here's Sven Matisse again, going for the overtake perhaps, or is he going to be patient? Nope. He's done it. Clean move, but it's being given quite a bit of space, which obviously he needs to, right? And Great way of looking at things. I think it's fair to say that this has not been easy for anyone, really. There is once again more contact. Fortunately, this time around is facing in the wrong direction. It's just not going any good way whatsoever right now for any of the drivers, really. Everyone's struggling, and this is the number 8 car. Was P6, but has to rejoin in P11 even. It's just so unfortunate. And there's not much else that you could do about it now. Make it even worse, right? And yeah, you know, you wish you had the opportunity to make something out of this, but it's just not happening at the moment. Obviously, put the rejoin. Here's Luke Thorpe again. Really need him. Is the driver ahead right now and is obviously looking to challenge. See if he can do so. And indeed, he does make that move happen right there. That's the most important part. He's able to get in there. Ooh, there is a big shot into the tires again. You should honestly be glad that it is just tires this time around. It could have been much worse. And in the end, we see just how messy it's going to be. Number 19 driving slowly. In a dangerous spot, I have to admit also. And also, your friendly reminder that if you're liking the content so far, make sure you like and subscribe. Would be very much appreciated here. Very little left on the number 2 car, and there is once again his braking point. He's actually in the lead there. Weirdly enough as that looks, such a beat up car is still going on strongly. I respect the dedication to it, really. Just definitely do. That's what that looked like then. More drivers coming off. It's Piotr Skarzinski who takes that lead away. That's the onboard of that one. It's just not a good look, is it? It's a shame, really. See, we're all hoping for a good recovery in that sense, but it's just not happening. Unfortunately, that is the case here. Then maybe move down the inside of number 8. It's going to send it 10th position away. To be totally fine. Controlling that. Looking just a little bit better now. Another driver goes off into the runoff area. That is going to be Michel Chabot this time around. That doesn't summon persuasion. I don't know what does. Here's the Danoka car again. Finds himself. Yeah, going off again. I'm afraid that is just the only thing happening right now. There is once again just some more drivers there. Have to take it easy. It actually means that in the end, this man has to try and make the most out of this one. Currently, he's in position. Makes a small mistake. Locks up right there. Yep, that's so that one goes then. This is now going to be what the recovery drive is going to have to go for. Shame to see it go this way. That's just racing right, then. No, as it stands, still going to be a good result. Here is Piotr Skaczynski then. With Marcus Menendez in the 2nd position. To claim the victory still, but they would have to do quite a little bit here. Make that happen, and well, in the end, don't think he's got it in him right there. It's going to be Piotr Skaczynski winning the race. Convincing fashion. Well, maybe not really, but it doesn't matter. He's taking it regardless. Second place for Marcus Menendez, and this is the man who's finding himself a still overall good position. It's not good enough for a victory, but it is P3. Mate Gibson taking a podium in this so tough race, right? Yeah, not an easy one. Most definitely. And you know, all is okay. Drivers, well, find themselves finishing the race. At least the majority of them. Let's have a look at the hot lap then. As always, bonus content included. And let's just see how this one's gonna go. Obviously, we are expecting drivers to react rather well. Already you can see how much he's pushing it, right? Basically cutting the flowers on the inside there of the roundabout. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a roundabout of I in real life, but it definitely looks like one. So let's just see, shall we? It's going to be no easy task. That is most definitely a given. Just about who manages make it happen is what I always wonder, you know, how do you even get so quick in qualifying? And it's also the drivers who find themselves making some smaller mistakes afterwards always. Really enough as that is. Maybe that's just because of the elo that we're in. So drivers are quick, don't get me wrong. Most definitely are, but it's just a weird look, isn't it? If you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. More content yet to come. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I for sure have. I hope to see you guys next time around as well. Next video coming pretty soon, so stay tuned.